Is this really the end? I mean, I was super surprised when we saw the Jordan 1 Heritage sitting on the Nike sneakers app. That's something we haven't seen in a very long time. But these, I'm even more surprised by. So, let's talk about it. Of course, guys, the box you were expecting. Nothing crazy, nothing new, nothing special. All over black, you got the Nike in red all over the box. Let's pop the top because I'm really excited to get into today's pair of sneakers. They are very interesting. And of course, that is the Jordan 1 Stage Haze or Bleached Coral. Now inside the box you do get some extra laces, which we will talk about a little bit later on, but briefly you've got a bright, I guess, coral, but it kind of looks like a very light pink, and then of course some white laces, which I think will slap on this pair of sneakers quite nicely, and is probably going to be the option I go with. So here they are, guys. Take a good look. Now just to be clear, these things didn't sit on shelves, it's just that I haven't heard much about them, and I guess they're not reselling for that much, so it definitely seems like the hype is really not there for this sneaker. It kind of just seems like the Jordan 1 has slowly faded into the background. So like I was saying in the beginning, the name of these things, well, they actually go by a few different names. So I guess the most common or the most referred to is Stage Haze. However, the Nike sneakers app called these things the Bleached Coral. Now, Bleached Coral I don't think is the best name for this colorway, specifically because the only coral you're getting on here in terms of color is on the top of the tongue as the tongue tag, the insole, and then of course the extra pair of laces that we got. I also want to say that the release of these things has been a little bit under the radar to some extent. Like, as far as I know, these things only dropped out in the EU and the UK, and I believe it was just a sneakers app exclusive. Like, I don't think there was any raffles for this pair of sneakers. I could be wrong about that, but I haven't seen any. They also haven't had a US Nike sneakers release, so I expect these, or at least I hope them, to have a much wider release in the future, but as of right now, that's pretty much it for this sneaker. Either way, these dropped on May the 14th, and they retail for £155 here in the UK or $170 if they drop out in the US, or when they drop out in the US. I think what surprised me the most about this sneaker is obviously the reception it had. Like, guys, this is a clean colorway. Like, take a look at it. Super wearable. The Nike swoosh isn't silver, it's black. You should be loving this pair of sneakers. Not just that, but the materials are not only good, but they're also super interesting. But I guess a clean colorway and nice materials just doesn't cut it anymore. So, for the most part on this pair of shoes, you're getting 3 different colors specifically for the upper. You're getting white, black, and gray. You got a black mudguard, which moves up into the eye stays. You've got some more black around the ankle collar, the insole, the tongue, and of course the Nike swoosh. The white leather base is for the toe box, the medial, the lateral, and of course up around the ankle area by the Jordan Wings logo. And then to top it all off, it's accented by a really nice gray color, which you find for the heel tab, or I guess the heel area, and then of course the outsole. So altogether, a really strong colorway that makes it super wearable and, in my opinion, really good looking. Now let's talk about those interesting materials, because it's mainly for, I guess, all of the black leather that you find on this sneaker. It's actually cracked leather. Now, it's not exactly the same cracked leather that we saw on the Air Jordan 1s. It's not that flaky kind of cracked up material. It has a really interesting texture and look to it. I actually really like the look of it. It just gives it a little bit more depth. It's just something a little bit more to kind of look at. Like, I've got no idea how they pulled off this cracked leather material. It looks really interesting, and it's definitely something that we haven't seen that often. Now the white leather is actually really nice and soft. If I do the old toe box press test, you can see the creasing, you can see how the leather moves, and hopefully you'll be able to gauge how nice it's gonna feel in hand. Like, I don't think you'd be unhappy with the feel of this leather. Generally speaking, it's nice and soft, and of course, I guess by Jordan 1 standard, it's good. The back of the sneaker, like I said, is this gray fog color, which again, I really like how it breaks up this shoe, contrasts it a little bit. I mean, without it, it'd literally be like a panda colorway. It's all over suede, which feels pretty decent. I mean, it's literally the only suede panel you get on this shoe, which just kind of mixes things up along with the cracked leather. It's quite an interesting Jordan 1 in terms of materials. Look, I'm a fan of this colorway for sure, and I think it's pretty clear now that the decline in interest for the Jordan 1 is not just because they've been dropping terrible colorways. I think it's literally a shift in the market. People are opting for different sneaker models, and they're not just going for the Jordan 1. And I don't think it's a bad thing. I just think it's super interesting because a year or two ago, people were jumping on any colorway that landed on the Jordan 1. Hell, even Jordan 1 mids were popping off. I think like most trends when it comes to sneakers and fashion, the Jordan 1 will swing back around and capture the same hype that it did before, but for now, the Jordan 1 is dead. I'm joking, but in all seriousness, I think if you like this colorway, I definitely recommend it. It's one that's definitely gonna stay in the rotation for me. I think that the colorway is super wearable, it is super nice, it's got interesting and good materials, so all over, a great pair of Jordan 1s. So guys, let me know down in the comment section, what are your thoughts on the Jordan 1 hype in general, and more importantly, what are your thoughts on the Jordan 1 Bleached Coral or Stage Haze? Let me know down there, but that's pretty much been it, guys. Thank you so much for coming through, hanging out for yet again another video. Thank you for liking, commenting, and of course subscribing. I'll catch you guys in the next one, but until then.